Hey, shalom, everyone. We're just going in HD tonight. I tried to switch to 4K and it was doing something weird, so I thought let's keep it safe. 1080p should be fine. Let me just check something here real quick. So glad you guys are all here. Hope you're having an awesome day. Let me just see here. Yeah. Okay. Oh, cool. So Brenda's got the kids home today. You guys are having a winter cancellation there, huh? Shalom to Pereira, Jeannie, Felisa, Admin Tet, Mentat Assassin, Vicky, Gary, Pei, Carol, Gabrielle, Trisha, Thea, Jeff, Ryavith, Michael, Annie, Admin Brenda, Dr. DeVera, Pilar. All right, glad you guys all can make it. Tonight we are going to be in the book of 1 Kings, chapter 11, starting with verse 35, and we'll just see how far we get. Let's see. Let's see if it looks good enough that we can just... Yeah. Yes, okay. Yeah, okay, good. This one. Yes, duplicate. And here we go. You guys see that? Oh, hold on, I just got to change something real quick. Hold on. Stretch it. There. All right. And we're back. Okay. All right, so last week in 1 Kings, we ended with verse 34 in chapter 11. So we're going to pick up here with verse 35. Here it is, right there. Oops. Oh, my finger, what's happening? Sorry. Hope you guys can see all right. And I'll just start with a real quick opening prayer. Avinu malkeinu ken ratzon ki halayla hazot כי תמלא את פי בדברך, אדוני, כי אני יכול לדבר רק כי אתה רוצה. תעזר נא את כל תלמודי, תשלח נא להם זיכרונים טובים, בי אדוני, בזכות ישוע המשיח. All right, let's get going. So verse 35. ולקחתי המלוכה מיד בנו. All right, so lakach, we've got this verb. Pretty common verb. You might want to remember this one if you don't know it yet. Lakach is, we have this in one of our Word of the Day videos, to take. To take. Lakach. And by the way, an announcement, maybe I'll make the announcement afterwards. Lakachti, the T at the end of a verb tells you it's I. I'm the one doing it. Lakachti means I took, but the vav here changes the aspect. Velakachti, and I will take. So this is Hashem speaking. What is he going to take? Ha-melucha. Ha-melucha. Melucha is The same thing, many of you probably know the word malchut, right? Like tavo malchut techa, let your kingdom come. Malchut techa, that's a cha of you. So this is the same thing. Melucha is kingdom. Ha is the kingdom. And again, I mentioned this, I think last week. I noticed that sometimes here, the scribe who's writing down this history in 1 Kings, he sometimes leaves off the definite direct object marker. He leaves it off, the et. So we don't always have it there. So you would expect here for normal grammar, v'lakachti et ha-melucha, right? Because I will take, what will he take? It's definite. Ha, the melucha, the kingdom. So for proper Torah grammar, you need an et there. But at this time period, language is in flux, and this particular scribe, he doesn't always use it. It may just be because he has an et over here, and so he doesn't want to use an et up over here. It could be a style issue, but technically the grammar's not right, not what we would expect at least. Shalom, William. Elizabeth. Lorraine. Pereira. Rafael. All right. Thanks for coming in, everyone. What's that make us now? Okay, 28, not too shabby. But only 17 likes, what? V'lakachti ha-melucha. So I will take the melucha, the kingdom, miyad. Miyad. And you remember we had this note on this before? Let me just see here. If I can reuse what I shared with you guys. Boom, there it is. We had... So you've got min, meaning from, and then you have yad. And you combine them, and the noon assimilates with the yod. It makes the yod double. So mi yad means from hand, or from the authority, from the power, something like this. So here, mi yad, oh, that's where we had it before, from his hand, from his authority. But now we just have a shorter form, mi yad, from hand. See it right there. Miyad. Miyad. From the hand of Beno. So this is Bain. Bain, of course, you know this from the Hebrew word of the day. Bain means a son. And if you want to say son of, you say Ben. So instead of Bain, it's Ben. And then here we have the suffix at the end marking that it's O. So for the Tagalog speakers, this would be like nya, putting the nya at the end of the word. In Hebrew, O is Tagalog nya. This guy, right? So we had it like that up there, and we also have it happening. I lost my place one moment. Oh, here. Beno. The Ben of O, son of O, his son of him. Okay, any comments or questions? Yeah, listen to Admin Tet, what she's saying. Thumbs up. Dude, come on. Let's get the thumbs up going. Algorithm's been crushing us this last month, so let's at least give us the thumbs up. Onetatiha. So that's from Natan. Natan. And I'll draw this over on his cloak here. So we've got the verb Natan, which most of you probably know is give, set, place, appoint, etc. Natan, that's supposed to be a noon, doesn't look so great. I'm writing on it's like almost vertical, so it might not be the neatest handwriting. My handwriting's awful anyway, so just add to that. So Natan, and look, it's Natati. So what this was Natan, and we added T to it. We talked about this a little bit last time when we were in Exodus. Natanti. That T means I, right? When you have that at the end of a verb, that's I, okay? So Natanti is I gave. And then it developed over time. Natati, the noon assimilated. Just like in the example I really love to give of assimilation to show that it's normal, it happens in English too, it's not just like this weird thing, is in older English, we had this word illegal. Illegal. which meant not legal. From Latin in, meaning not, and then legal, illegal. And then over time, turns out people don't like to say ends sandwiched in there, not just in Hebrew, but in any language. So in time what happened was, I'll go this way because I'm running out of real estate with my head there. We got I, and the N went inside of the L. And so we would just do that in Hebrew with a dot. That means there's two L's there now, right? In legal became illegal, right? So in English, usually that's written I-L-L-E-G-A-L, right? Illegal, not legal. So same thing happens all the time in Hebrew. The Hebrew N, which is the noon, gets sandwiched in, and it assimilates with the next letter. It causes a duplication. So natanti became natati, and you see the little dot there, the dagesh? That's why it's there. Sorry for those of you listening on the podcast, but there's always going to be something you miss if you're not watching with your eyes, right? So natati is how it would have been pronounced in ancient times. Actually, nathati, but we don't do that anymore. So natanti, I gave. To whom did I give? Or what did I give? Ha. Her. Or it, right? If it's a feminine thing. The reason it's a her is because hamelucha. See it up above? Hamelucha. Kingdom is feminine. So I gave her, but wait, it's not a past tense. The aspect is actually incomplete. So it's the noon at the beginning became a vav, a shurik. That's changing the aspect, right? That's our so-called vav conversive, which is an older word for it in grammar. Usually newer grammars call it vav consecutive, right? There's some other terms. But I like conversive because it helps people without getting so into the grammar just to recognize the pattern. You put a vav in front of the verb, very often that's going to change. That's our time machine. It's going to change the aspect of the verb. Or if you want to think roughly about it, change the time, right? So natatiha, I gave her, but natatiha, and I will give her. I will give it. Hebrew's thinking of it as her, but it's it. It's just hamelucha, it's feminine, right? You see that they're both in red there. Woohoo, color coordinated. Ha-ha! I can coordinate colors too. And you can't see it, but I'm juggling. Like I'm juggling something here over here on the side. All right, we won't be too cocky. At least everything's working tonight. I hope it's showing up okay for those of you with TVs. Sorry that we're in HD tonight. It was acting flaky and I didn't want to take any risks, so HD. Tomorrow, Bezrat Hashem, God willing, we'll be back in 4K broadcasting. Shalom, Kenneth. De Tehas. All right. Lecha. So, v'lekachti hamilucha miyad beno. And I will take the kingdom from the authority, literally the hand of Ben of O, his son. And nitatiha, I will give it, literally her, lecha. You guys know le, the lamed is 2 or 4. Cha. Cha is you. Give it to you. Right? Not if it said la, and give it to her. We're talking about some queen, future queen or whatever. But lecha, talking to a man, you. If it was to a woman, it'd be lech. Unetatiha lech, I'll give it to you. Right? I'll give it to them. Unetatiha lahem. To y'all, lachem. Right? Y'all, all of you guys, plural. All right. Hey, Brendan says it looks good. Okay, good. 8. Here is the DDO. It almost feels to me stylistically that this particular prophet, the scribe, that he left out the et up above where we usually would expect it after the lakachti, right? I will take et to mark your definite direct object. The kingdom definitely needs an et, right? It almost feels like he left it out and put it here so you can feel the full force of the words, the full force of the impact here, right? So a stylistic issue of this prophet. So et, DDO, we don't translate that because we don't have something like that in English. Aseret hashevatim. Aseret is 10. From Asera or Esrei, you know the Shemone Esrei, the 18 benedictions. It's the 8 and the 10 is what it's called. The Shemoneh, the 8 and the Esrei and the 10. Right? That long prayer. So Aseret, 10, Ha of the Shevatim. So we'll use the Naomi. Can't think of the word. Not nomenclature, but whatever it's called. We'll say symbology. The Naomi symbology for a construct chain. Say hi if you're ever in here these days, Naomi. She came up with marking constructs this way, so I will give her credit. Aseret is 10 of. The reason it's not Asera, that would be 10, but Aseret, it changed to a Tav, and whenever that happens feminine, that means of. 10 of Ha, the Shevatim, the tribes, or the scepters. He's handing out scepters, right? That word Shevet also means scepter. So I will give you 10 tribes. Remember, ancient Israel was broken up by tribes. The territories were called by tribes. Still today, it's kind of laughable when the Palestinians claim that Judah should be theirs, right? And the whole area is called Judah and Samaria, or Judea and Samaria. It's like, no, we had no presence there. We were never there. It's just only after the Turks came in and Turkish Empire let people start immigrating from other places. They're the only real ones. Anyway, Aseret HaShevatim, 10 of the tribes. And that is the end of verse 35, and time for me to get a drink. Raphael says, what's another language that has a good comparison to et? Jewish Aramaic uses yat. Yat. But it's another Semitic language. So instead of an aleph tav, it's a yod tav. So if you're reading along, that's nice to know if you like to read the Targumim in Aramaic, the Onkelos and Yehonatan, and even the later Neophiti. Yeah. Jewish Aramaic uses yat. Also the Gemara, that'll have yat, like the commentary in the Talmud, the running commentary, that will use yat. Yeah. Okay. I don't think Arabic has anything like that. Yehoshua, are you here? Do we have our native Arabic speakers? Any of our native Arabic speakers here? I don't think Arabic has a marker like that, but yeah, Aramaic does. Sorry, I hope you didn't hear that. I'm very thirsty, and the mute button doesn't work so well on my microphone. I'm worried if I press it, I'll never be able to unpress it. There we are. We're back. There we go. Okay. Verse 36. Nice question, Raphael. Glad someone appreciates our animation, or what, I don't even know what you'd call that, panning, or the lights here in the studio, they're supposed to be Bluetooth, and like I can make them do like effects like strobing, or like change the color, temperature, whatever, but I can't get the Bluetooth to work when I connect to them, so I don't know. So if I ever get that figured out, then you guys are in for a treat. We're going to have like some light effects and stuff. No, they're just white, so it won't be that interesting. Okay, verse 36. V'livno etain shevet echad. Okay, so we just said, I'm going to give you 10. Hashem said, I'm going to give you 10. V'livno. So we got a lot of stuff happening here. Let's break it down. V'livno. And by the way, if you'd like to support the work that we do here, you could sign up at patreon.com/Hebrew Literacy. If you want to test the waters, you can sign up for free. And my book is for sale over there. Thank you to those of you who've been buying my book lately. I really appreciate that. I hope that you'll find it edifying. I am working. I've already done Exodus. I've already done Leviticus. There's a little bit in Leviticus that needs to be reworked, and I'm working on Numbers now. So hopefully we're going to have the whole Torah series soon, Bezrat Hashem. So anyway, if you'd like to make comments, I'm happy to hear some feedback and stuff. I did write that book about, I think it was either 4 or 5 years ago. So yeah, but I'm really appreciative for that. Thank you for you guys who are over there at Patreon, and also for those of you who support us on PayPal, or even here in the Philippines with GCash, Paymaya, however you send help. It's much appreciated. That's what makes these teachings possible, right? So yeah. So thank you very much for that. And if you don't have to give, then please at least pray. Pray for this ministry, what we're doing here, that we'll be able to continue to grow. Have had some setbacks on YouTube this month. I think our growth is down about 35%. I mean, we're still growing, Baruch Hashem. Right? Still new subscribers coming in, but I'd like to see that pick up. Some of that is probably my fault or something I know that I did wrong. But even before I did the mistake I made, there's still, it's not like a big mistake. It's just the shorts. We haven't been releasing as many shorts lately. So for some reason, YouTube, it'll serve up a short when it's new. And then when it's not new, it doesn't serve it up so much anymore, it seems. And those usually bring in some. But also there's some, I won't spill it out. There's a certain topic that I refuse to back down from talking about when it comes up. And in the past, that's what got us banned a couple years ago. So anyway, I took last night's weirdness on YouTube as a sign that we are supposed to expand over to X. That's Twitter or to Rumble. And so I'm just kind of trying to decide which of those to... Technically, we could broadcast to both at the same time. But we're just trying to make a decision. Probably next week, I'll have the live feeds be on at least one of those platforms and here on YouTube as well, to kind of insulate a little bit against the leftist censorship of YouTube. Thank you for that. Yes, Admin Tet posted in the chat how you can support our ministry if you like. Thank you for that very much. Oh yeah, the book isn't on. I took it down from Amazon, Tet. Yeah, I took it down from Amazon. So interesting. Oh, okay, that's gift card. Thank you for that. Yes. Yeah, if it's easier for you to send an e-gift card, Admin Tet put the way that you can do that over in Amazon. That's very nice. Yeah, you could just put the email address, send it to my Jeremiah at HebrewLiteracy.com. That does help us out as well. Just tell Amazon that's the email address to send it to. Brenda asks, when do I sleep? Good question. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys. I came here. What was it? Ulivno? What was that? I'm trying to remember what exactly. Ah, yeah. Velivno. Okay, here we go. Velivno. Let's break it down. Live. No. I'm tempted to put the vav in here. With modern Hebrew, you can do that. You can kind of sandwich the vav in there. It's kind of cute. I always thought it was neat. Anyway. Velivno. Okay. So the vav, you guys know that. And, but, when, then, if, etc., all kinds of things. The conjunction. And then the le, what's going on here? The le, well, that is our inseparable preposition. This is 2 or 4. The place I was writing disappeared. Well, here, we'll just do it like this. Okay. 2 or 4. And then ben, well, this is actually, go back. Sorry. Touch the screen, it didn't like it. So that's usually bane, when you learn this word. That's a long tail. Bane, which is son. And then the O at the end, pronominal suffix. If you haven't learned them, I've got the video here on this channel in the language snippets section. It's I think it's called alternative suffixes or something like that. So that is the O at the end. O. O is he, him, to him, etc. His. Okay? Here it's going to be his. So, but to his son. Velivno. Velivno. You guys got that? Thank you for all the info there, Tet, for posting that. You are on top of it. You mentioned sleep, and now I feel tired. Velivno, but to his son, literally, but to son of him, etain. And here it's happening again. The noon is assimilating. Etain. Let's go back to the star field. Etain. So we've got our verb, natan, which, by the way, is where the name Nathan comes from. Natan. Because in ancient Hebrew, the tav, without the dagesh in it, was a th sound. So Nathan was how you would say it in ancient times. Nathan. So Nathan, Nathan, not hard to make that connection. So Natan is to give. And if you want to say, I will give, well, what is the word for I in Hebrew? Anochi or ani? Let's just go with ani because that's more common, right? Ani, I. And so we're just going to take the first part of it and sandwich that on the front of the verb. Okay. In 10. But what happens is the noon is going to assimilate into the rest of the word. It doesn't want to be there, right? He's going to go away. So he's going to go in here. And then the aleph is just going to move on in. So en-ten became et-tain. So if we look back at the biblical text, et-tain. See, there it is. Oh yeah, it's right here. Et-tain. So that dot in the middle, the dagesh, again, sorry if you're listening to the podcast, is where the noon went in. So in ancient times, en-ten would have become et-ten. We would have said it twice. So et-tain. I will give. Right? So the aleph is the I. 9. Let me go back. I will give. I will natan. Et-tain. Yep, Dr. Rivera got it there. Shalom, Ricky. All right. Better. 37 viewers. I like that. If any of you are more than one on a device, let me know. I think there was a couple times we hit 45 live, which was pretty nice for our channel. Great. I love the complaint from YouTube. You can't see it on the YouTube studio here, but it says the stream's current bitrate, blah, is higher than recommended because we're in HD tonight, right? I forgot to turn down the rate at which we're sending data. YouTube's like, stop sending so much data. That's a nice error to see, though. Much nicer than we were having yesterday. Velivno, but to his son etain, I will natan, shevet echad. Right? So shevet, here's the word we had up here. Ha shevatim. See the plural? Ha shevatim. Shevatim are tribes. Shevet is a tribe. Shevet echad. Right? Just like Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu Hashem echad. Okay. Lema'an. Lema'an. Why? Lema'an. So that. You just need to know this word. And I know I haven't made it one of the Hebrew words of the day. Maybe I should. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. How would you show a picture of so that? Trying to get all the ones where we at least have some action pictures we can have up there. Something you can associate. So, lema'an, so that, or because, heyot nir ledavid avdi. Okay, so that, heyot, this is infinitive form from haya. Haya. And you know the song, Asher haya vehove veyavo, kadosh, kadosh, kadosh. Music is a great way to remember foreign language stuff. Not just in Hebrew, but, I remember listening to silly Russian rap when I was trying to learn Russian. Русский rap. Я просто не знал, что буду делать, пока сейчас я буду показать тебе. Sorry. Just to show you how absurd. Is there anything more absurd than русский rap? Смотрим, что еще. All right, sorry. Is that random enough? One tribe, so that will be, or because, will be, or is a nir. Now, nir is interesting. Nir. Oh, it's Mentat Assassin's favorite song. All right, was it the Ruski Rap or the Kadosh? Near. Near. Oy. Near. So usually, the more common form of this word is ner. Ner. It's interesting that it's in near. I think this is demonstrating some dialect of the author of this particular book right here. So usually we see this word as ner, nun, resh with tsere, the two horizontal dots, ner. Here it's near. So this is a lamp, Right? This is actually the same root where menorah comes from. Menorah. Hear the nun and the resh? The n, menorah. You hear it? Ner. Right? Menorah, candelabra. It's got many ners on it. Thank you, Mentat Assassin Kadosh by Paul Wilbur. I don't think he wrote that song, but you're right. He has a nice production of it. Ryavith says first thing we learned in German as well as French class in school, songs. Ja, das stimmt. Du hast recht, Frau Ryavith. Yeah, good point. Oh wow, I can still remember them 31 years later. That's an excellent point. It's true. And with Hebrew, we've got the added bonus that this is the holy language. Right? It's the holy tongue. So when you're learning a song, might as well just learn some psalms. We've got a lot of them. If you haven't checked it out, there's some on this channel where I'm singing the psalms, teaching some one particular nusach for some of the songs, and for some of the psalms. It's got a silent L. What a strange word, right? Psalm. But yeah, so do that. Definitely start learning psalms and music. You can find a lot of stuff on YouTube too, right? People put psalms to music and stuff, and it'll really serve you. The more Hebrew passages you memorize, the more that will serve you. It's going to come up. Your mind will recognize the pattern. Oh yeah, that was like that, right? All the time, students bring up stuff to me. Oh, it's like over here in this passage that they happen to learn or whatever. His version, yeah, okay. Dr. Nur says the Chinese way of remembering a lot of things is by song. Oh, interesting. Makes sense. An ancient culture would have some wisdom like that. Gary says 60 years later, mein Hut der hat Dreieck. Jeff says, Ner is used in the Shabbat prayer also. Yes, exactly. Lehadlik Ner shel Shabbat. Right? Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, etc., etc., etc. Lehadlik, to kindle the Ner shel Shabbat, of the Sabbath. Right? And that's Ner. And we don't say Nir, right? Nir. So I hope you guys are seeing, I like to point out every once in a while that the different books, they do have like, the different books in the Bible, you can tell, or not just different books even, sometimes the books too, right? But not just the books, the people even, right? The people, they speak differently. This is something that doesn't always come across in English. Actually, it doesn't come across at all in English. Like, different characters that are from different regions, their dialects are caught in the Hebrew text. When someone's saying something, Abraham's servant, when he's talking, he uses some weird vocabulary because he's an Aramaic speaker, and he's adopted enough Hebrew to be the servant of Avraham Avinu, right? Or Rivka, she uses some weird words when she talks, or just different than Moses, right? And Moses is really who you feel how he speaks. Or how Hashem speaks directly to Moshe. And then in Deuteronomy, Moshe puts things down in his own way. And so here's just another example. Instead of Ner, it's Nir. Right? So, yeah, I really love that actually. You can feel it when you're reading. Especially if there's a conversation between two people and they're talking differently. And you see it in the Hebrew, but when it comes into English, it's lost, or whatever translation. That's just kind of another dimension of the how accurate our Hebrew Bible is. Just how accurate it is at preserving all those kinds of things. How much the ancients really cared to safeguard our scripture. And it's kind of interesting if you think about it. Many of the great civilizations of the world, they've got wonderful monuments, right? A testimony to the things they've done, their great architecture. You got Rome, you got the Colosseum. They've these great artistic, like David, right? You can see the great contributions to art and society they've done. And there's so much to see in so many nations, the Great Wall of China, all this kind of stuff. But in Israel, we've got a wall, It's like we've got a wall. So really, architecture isn't the thing that we have that survives so much. What we do have was the people's love of the Word, the love of Hashem's Word, the sacred aspect of His Word, and preserving it to so much detail, preserving it sometimes with our lives, right? People saved with their lives. They've given their lives to save His Word. And it's really something that you can see when you read the text, the type of specifics that are in there. Things that are totally lost. Unless you're reading it in the Hebrew, you won't see it. You won't even notice, oh my gosh, this person talks so different than this person. And the text doesn't say, by the way, notice how different this guy talks than this guy. But you see it when you read it. And sometimes someone's like scared and they mess, the Hebrew's all messed up because they're startled and they're saying something quickly. It's in the text. So anyway, just something that you don't usually, you've got the gems and you have the neat play on words and, the word play and all the other kind of cool stuff in gematria, there's so much richness and wealth in the text, but there's also something that doesn't really matter too much theologically, but it is like an icing on the cake level of testimony to how accurate the Bible is. It preserves, people memorize perfectly. That's why we've got the tradition, the ta'amim, the musical notation in the Bible, right? So that you could sing the word, right? So definitely memorize some scripture, put it to music if you've got that talent, or find some stuff out there where it's put to music. Interesting. It said the chat got disconnected and then reconnected. That's bizarre. Oh, look, we got 41 concurrents. Baruch Hashem. Hey, shalom, Frank in Thailand and Betty. Glad you guys made it. All right, so bracket, backslash, tirade, greater than sign. Dr. Vera says, that is why Israel is called the people of the word. Ooh, I like it. I like it. I like it. Yes. All right. Continuing. Still laughing at Gary's. Mein Hut, der hat drei Ecken. All right. Raus mit euch. Ich muss jetzt erklären, was ich meine. Halt die Klappe, Gary. Schreibst du nicht mehr. Okay. All right. Sorry, got that out of my system. You got to get the German out sometimes. Just get it out. Okay, you sit over there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, alles in Ordnung, and we're back. Okay, we're back. Hayot nir. So, being a ner, a light, or a lamp, really a lamp. A light would be an or. Being a lamp, le dhawiv. To dhawiv, that's how his name would have been in ancient times. Dhawiv, but we say today, David, Avdi, the Avid of E. Avid of E. Right? And again, that's another segelit right here. This guy, he's following that pattern of Melech, king, my king, Malchi. Book, Sefer, my book, Safri. Right? Avid, servant, my servant, Avdi. And there's the E at the end, meaning mine. The servant of E. Servant of E. Servant of me. Okay, let me see. Did I cut off something here? Oh, yeah. No problem. No problem. We can fix this. Switching scenes. Nope, not that one. If you want to buy this book, I have a link for it in the description down below. I don't get royalties or anything like that, but Glossa House, they graciously let us do these things, and they only ask that people know that they get the link where they can buy it. So the link is below. You can get it from Glossa House if you want this graphic novel here. Or just go to their website, glossahouse.com. All right, so we ended. Let's use the proper yod. Avdi, my servant. Kol. What's kol? Kol, all. Oh, TH there, Huzik River Ben. Huzik River Ben asked about Dalet's pronunciation. So Dalet used to be like this. When we talk about the ancient pronunciation, you have to remember there were different dialects. There were different tribes, right? Different tribes said things different. So it's not like, it's kind of a misnomer when people talk about the ancient pronunciation. And I do it myself too, so I'm not criticizing anyone. There were many ancient pronunciations, you understand? Right? In different dialects and accents and all that stuff, right? Especially without having social media or TV or anything like that to kind of spread it and flatten it down, right? So it wasn't a V sound. The Dalet, if it has the Dagesh, it was a D, like a hard D. And if it didn't have the Dagesh, then in some places it was a D, like a soft D, like they have this in Russian. They've got at the Desmyaki Znyakom, right? But we don't really distinguish that in English, a hard D from a soft D, but we do have them. We just don't point it out, right? Like a D. And in other places it was a vocalized TH. So Dawiv. And the Vav, of course, was a W. So Dawiv. Or Diawid. Yeah, either of those. And there's probably other dialects we don't know about. I mean, other pronunciations we don't know about. Nice question there. Yay! I agree with Brenda. Yeah, do what Admin Brenda's writing. Click the like. There's been 73 views and only 32 likes. Nice. Tet copied the link there in the chat. If you like, that's where you can get this book from those guys over at Glass House. Again, no affiliation, but they do let us do this, and they only ask that we put the link, and I think that's fair. I was putting the link anyway. So Frank says, yay, the channel's growing. Yeah. Okay. Harrison Bergeron. Allo. Muito beslušam. Rivas says, like the GY in Hungarian, it's a soft D. Oh, interesting. Wow, you've studied Hungarian? I'm impressed. Hungarian is one of the most difficult languages in the world, for those of you who don't realize. Hungarian and Finnish, both very, very difficult. Felisa says, in Zechariah 14:9, it says, we will mention the name of God in one accord, meaning we are going to use Hebrew language for his name, because there's a lot of name for Hashem, so it's important to learn. That's nice. Okay. Harrison says, great to be back. Allo, Miss Soko. Okay, glad you're back, Achi. The fallen Madonna with the big B, Frank says. Okay, so, Kol. Kol is all the yamim, days, lifanai. So this is literally le, to, panim, which is one of your words, face. Drop the mem, panei, face of, I, my face. And it only exists in plural in Hebrew. It's like faces. I have faces. I don't have face. It's just kind of the way the language is. It's interesting. But that also means before me. So lifnei can be to the faces of or before. So kol hayamim lifanai, all the days before me. See the yod there? Me. Birushalayim, in Jerusalem. Ha'el, the city. Asher, which bacharti. So bachar is to choose. Ti, I have chosen. Li, for me, for myself. Lasum, this is kind of hard to recognize. Lasum. So the verb is actually sim. Sin, yod, mem. That's our three-letter root, right? But it's a hollow verb because of the yod, and so lasum is an infinitive meaning to place. To place, shemi, that's the shame, like Felisa was mentioning just now, shame meaning name of me. So shemi is my name, my shame. My name, Sham, there. So let me just repeat verse 36 real quick. Velivno etain shevet echad, but to his son I will give one tribe. Lema'an heyot nir leDavid, or leDaviv avdi. So that shall be a lamp for David my servant. Kol hayamim, all the days, lifanai, before me, Birushalayim, in Jerusalem. Ha'er asher bacharti li lasum shemi sham, the city where, this can be which, where, when, a lot of W words. Who, bacharti, I chose li for myself, lasum to set, shemi sham, my name there. And we are at 45 minutes, so this is probably a good stopping place. Let me just make sure. Yeah, okay. So, didn't do as much as I thought we would, but I think that's probably okay. You guys have any comments or questions? So glad you all made it. So, announcement for our monthly supporters. Apologies for the delay in the Apocalypse video, our translation of the Jewish Greek into Hebrew, and discussion about that from the Midrash and all that stuff in the book of the Apocalypse. That's Revelation. I'm having trouble restoring the next video, so maybe say a prayer that I can get that restored. I have a data loss there. So I'm going to go through some old hard drives. Well, they're not that old, but where I backed up stuff before when the computer went down, and hopefully I can get that back. So let's see. You guys have any other comments or questions? I'm not sure what the delay is today. Okay, well then I'm going to make that it. You guys have a great day or evening. Hope you will be blessed. Oh, Harrison says, hoping to be more regular in participating. Usually watch afterwards. Well, no deets. Oh, no problem. Glad you could make it now, Achi. Felissa says, thank you, Rabbi, for a clear teaching. Yeshua bless us all. Amen. Love the teachings. Okay, great. Thanks, guys. Very welcome, Kenneth. God bless all of you. Have a wonderful day.